So after doing some digging around on the internet, I think this is a fairly easy fix. So, sitrep, I have replaced the battery with a brand new battery, and I am still getting the battery voltage is low. Please replace the battery and set time and date. Now I've obviously replaced the battery, I've already done that, but I haven't reset the time and date. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clear that error, and then from the mode bank of 6 buttons, which are just over here, I'm going to press the disk one, and then I'm going to just refocus back on the screen. So the next thing to do when I press the disk button is then go into this utility mode, which is this one here, and at the top of the screen press this download. Now what it says on the internet is what you need to do is go into set date and time, which is this option here. Now as you can see, the problem here is that it is set at 2003, January the 4th 2003, and that's 1936, so that's 7:36 and 16 seconds in the evening. Now clearly that is not where we are today, it is 2018. So what we need to do is we need to click on there, like I've done, and then on the keypad, I believe, this is what it says, I type in 2018. And today is the 15th. Sorry, the month is 07 and the day is 15th, as it's the 15th of... And I know what I've done wrong here, so I'm going to start again. So I go back to the keypad, I type in 2018 and I hit enter. I type in 07 and I hit enter. I'm going to type in 15 and I hit enter. And in terms of what time it is, I shall check my trusty watch. It is 16:23 in the afternoon. And now with a bit of luck, if we've done all this right, and I reboot the keyboard, it should now have the right date and time. I'm just going to pause the video at this point. And as you can see, we have now solved the problem. It's no longer giving me an error message. So, I'm now going to give you an explanation about why the battery and the date and time on the Oasis is an important thing to set. So, think about what the Oasis does. Okay, it's a keyboard, yes, but it is primarily a computer that is running a synthesizer, or the synthesizer is loaded onto a computer, whichever way around you want to look at it. And therefore, when it is saving files to the hard drive, what it needs to know is which files are older and which files are newer. And it obviously then timestamps the files when they are saved to the hard drive. Now, when you have a dead battery, the motherboard inside the machine goes back to its default date, which is the 4th of January 2003. And then it will start counting up from that point in time. When you switch the keyboard off, if the battery is still dead, it will reset itself back to the 4th of January 2003 and start again. So because it keeps resetting itself to the 4th of January 2003, that basically means, sorry, it's not the 4th of January 2003, it's the 1st of January 2003. The reason why it was reading the 4th of January when I was just doing the piece is because it was I did the update to the battery 4 days ago. Get it right, John. So yes, so that's the reason why it's very important to put the battery in and make sure the battery is reading, make sure the keyboard is reading the correct date, because otherwise you'll be trying to find files on your machine that you know you did last week, and they will be coming up at some date in the past and you won't be able to find them. So There you go. That's the reason why it is very, very important on the I was going to say the Kronos. Then it's probably as important on the Kronos actually, on the Oasis, to go through the procedure that I've just gone through in this video to reset the date and time on the disc following a battery change. So this is the point in the video where I turn around to you, my viewer, and say, if you enjoyed the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up. The way the Google and YouTube analytic engines work is that the more likes you get against a video, the more it gets promoted by YouTube and Google, and therefore more people with the similar interests to what you have and I have get to see this content. This channel is driven by my love of music technology. That's what it's called, the Music Tech Guy Thought. If you've got queries, want to ask questions about themes or issues I raise on this channel, please, please, please do. Put your comments into the comment section below the video, and I will try to address whatever issue it is you've raised or whatever question you've raised. If it's something to do with me making future videos in terms of how to do something on a particular piece of equipment I possess, please feel free to say that as well. I can't promise to make videos on all the requests I get, but I do have a jolly good go at making most of them. Around about here is the subscribe button. Again, to do with the YouTube and Google analytic process, the more subscribers the channel gets, the more the channel gets promoted, and the more people get to see the content that you have obviously just watched. If you want to see my latest video, it will be in one of these two boxes on this side of the screen. Also, there is a second box there, and that video will be chosen for you by YouTube based on your YouTube preferences. I look forward to the next time that we interact, and I do mean interact because I always enjoy reading your comments back to me. But for now, bye-bye.